Good day, everyone. I am Jazimea Handayan, and this is my topic for today: watershed management system. Um, Watershed management system, the process of guiding and organizing land, water, and natural resources used within a watershed to ensure sustainability benefits. Importance sa watershed management is ginamin ga-maintain siya og water supply, prevent soil erosion, reduce flooding, and support biodiversity. Napoy goal ang watershed management. Ang primary goal niya is to ensure the sustainability and integrity development of land, water, and biodiversity resources within a watershed area. This involves optimizing water use, preventing soil erosion, enhancing groundwater recharge, and improving agricultural productivity while maintaining ecological balance. Important to watershed management system. Ang first is water security. Kani siya gina-ensure niya ang continuous supply of clean water for domestic, agricultural, and industrial use, reducing the risk of shortage. Second is flood and disaster prevention. Kani gina-maintain niya ang natural drainage system and gina-absorb pod niya ang excess rainfall and gina-reduce pod niya ang occurrence of floods and landslide and droughts. Ang pangkatulo is soil conservation and agricultural sustainability. Kani siya gina-prevent niya ang soil erosion and also gina-maintain po niya ang soil fertility, ensuring long-term and agricultural productivity and food security. Ang pangkaupat is biodiversity protection. Kani gina-conserve niya ang natural habitats and also gina-protect po niya ang plant and animal species, contributing to ecological balance. Ang pangkalima is climate change mitigation. Kani siya healthy watersheds act as a carbon sinks. Gina-reduce niya ang greenhouse gases, emissions, and buffering against climate-related disaster. Og maura na siya ang importance sa watershed management. Next. Mga challenges sa watershed management. Ang first is deforestation and illegal logging. Kani siya muna siya ang forest degradation reduces watershed capacity to store and prevent soil erosion. Ang second is urbanization and industrialization. Kani siya rapid development leads to water pollution and increased demand for water resources. Pangkatulo is mining and quarrying activities. Kani siya extraction activities in watershed areas cause dissemination and water contamination. Ang pangka-fourth is climate change impact. Kani siya rising temperatures and changing rainfall patterns affect water availability and watershed health. Pangka-fifth is weak law enforcement. Despite policies, illegal activities continue due to lack of monitoring and enforcement. Kani siya dili kay ginamonitor sa mga enforcement ang kanang ginahimo sa mga uban sa tao para madaot ang kuan sa watershed management. Next slide. Conclusion. Watershed management is a sustainable development ensuring water security, disaster resilience, and ecological balance. By integrating community participation, sustainable agriculture, and conservation strategies, the country can protect its watershed from degradation. Stronger law enforcement, climate adaptation measures, and responsible land use planning are needed to ensure long-term sustainability. Okay, next slide. This is my second topic, wetland resources management. Wetland management aims to conserve, restore, and sustainably use wetlands while maintaining their ecological balance. In the Philippines, wetlands provide critical habitats, flood control, and support local livelihoods. The goal of wetland resource management is is to ensure the conservation, restoration, and sustainable use of wetlands while maintaining their ecological balance. This involves protecting biodiversity, improving water quality, mitigating floods, and promoting responsible land use for environmental and human well-being. Next slide. Importance of wetland resources management. First is biodiversity conservation. Wetlands serves as a critical habitats for a wide range of plant and animal species, including many that are rare or endangered. They support a rich diversity of life, including fish, amphibians, birds, and insects. By protecting wetlands, we help maintain ecological balance and prevent species extinction. Second is water fertilization. Wetland acts as a natural water purifiers. They filter pollutants, sediments, and excess nutrients from water before it reaches rivers, lakes, and underground water resource. This natural filtration process improves water quality, benefiting both humans and wildlife. Third is flood and erosion control. Kani siya absorb niya ang ginapaslow niya ang down excess rainwater. Gina-reduce pud niya ang risk of flooding in nearby areas. Additionally, wetland vegetation stabilize the soil, prevent erosion along riverbanks and coastlines. Fourth is sustaining livelihoods. Daghan kay community nga rely on wetlands for their daily survival. Wetlands provide fi- fish, fresh water, and fertile soil for agricultural. Um, Ginasupport gyapon nila ang industries such as fishing, farming, and tourism, making them an essential economic resource. The fifth one is disaster mitigation. Coastal wet Coastal wetlands such as mangroves and salt marshes act as a natural barriers against storm surges, hurricanes, and tsunamis. They absorb wave energy and reduce the impact of natural disasters on coastal communities, protecting lives and infrastructure. The sixth one is the cultural and recreational value. Wetlands are not just ecologically important. They also have cultural, spiritual, and recreational significance. Many indigenous communities consider wetlands sacred. Additionally, wetlands provide opportunity for tourism, bird watching, photography, and other outdoor activities, enhancing human well-being. Next, challenges. Number one is pollution. Wetlands in the Philippines face pollution for domestic waste, industrial discharge, and agricultural runoff, leading to degraded water quality and harm to aquatic life. Ang solusyon ani niya is mag-implement og comprehensive wastewater management strategies is essential. Um, this include investing in infrastructure for sewage treatment, enforcing regulations to control industrial emissions, and promoting sustainable agricultural practices to, to reduce runoff. Natural-based solutions such as constructed wetlands can also be effective in treating wastewater. Second is overexploitation of resources. Overfishing, illegal logging, and unsustainable harvesting of wetland resources lead to habitat degradation and loss of biodiversity. Ang solusyon niya is community-based management. Approaches empower local stakeholder to sustainably manage wetland resource programs like community-based mangrove management or CBMM have shown such success by involving local communities in conservation efforts leading to sustainable resource use and enhanced livelihoods. Pangkatulo is climate change impact. Climate change exacerbates issues such as sea level rise, increased frequency of extreme weather events, and altered hydrological cycles, all of which threaten wetland ecosystem. Solution niya is enhance the resilience of wetlands through restoration project such as reforestation of mangroves and rehabilitation of degraded areas can mitigate climate change impact. Integrating climate adaptation strategies into wetland management plans is also crucial. Fourth is inadequate policy implementation and coordination. Despite existing laws and policies aimed to wetland conservation, there is often a lack of effective implementation and coordination among government agencies. The solution is strengthening institutional frameworks by clarifying rules and responsibilities, enhancing interagencies collaboration, and ensure adequate funding can improve policy implementation. Regular monitoring and evaluation of wetland management initiatives are also necessary to ensure compliance and effectiveness. Fifth is encroachment and land conversion. Wetlands are often drained, filled, and converted to for agricultural, urban development, and other land uses, leading to habitat loss and fragmentation. Solution is enforcing land use regulations, promoting sustainable development practices are essential to prevent wetland encroachment. Establishing protected areas and buffer zone can also safeguard critical wetlands habitats. Natay mga examples sa wetlands sa Philippines. First is the Agusan Marsh Wildlife Sanctuary, a Ramsar-listed wetland of international importance. Located in Agusan del Sur, this marshland serves a critical habitat for migratory birds and various aquatic species. It also plays a crucial role in flood control, water storage, and sustaining the livelihoods and indigenous communities such as the Manobo people. However, threats such as illegal logging and conversion and climate change pose risk to its ecological balance. Conserving efforts, including government protection programs and local community involvement, are essential to preserving this important wetland ecosystem. Next, conclusion. Wetlands are vital ecosystem that support biodiversity, regulate water flow, and provide economic and social benefits. However, they are increasingly threatened by pollution, the land reclamation, and the climate change. Sustainable wetland management requires government action, community participation, and strict environmental policies. By implementing conservation measures and promoting sustainable land use, we can protect wetlands and ensure their benefits for future generations. Okay, next. My third topic is aquaculture. Sorry. Um, Aquaculture in the Philippines refers to the farming of fish, shellfish, seaweed, and other aquatic organisms. Is controlled environments such as ponds, cages, and coastal waters. It is a major industry that contributes to the country's economy, food security, and employment. Given the country's intensive coastline, rich marine resources, and tropical climate, aquaculture has become a crucial sector in the fishery industries. The goal is aquaculture is to sustainably produce aquatic food resources such as fish, shellfish, and other marine organisms to meet the growing demand for seafood, ensure food security, provide livelihoods, and reduce pressure on wild fish pollutions. It also aims to optimize production efficiency while maintaining ecological balance and minimizing environmental impact. Of aquaculture. First is freshwater aquaculture. The cultivation of fish and the other aquatic organisms is in freshwater environments like rivers, lakes, ponds, and reservoirs. Common species niya is tilapia, catfish. The second is brackish water aquaculture. The farming of aquatic species in water with a mix of salt water and fresh water, typically found in estuaries, mangroves, and coastal ponds. Ang common species niya is milkfish or bangus, mud crab, prawns or sugpo, and shrimp. Mm. Third is marine aquaculture. This or mariculture, the cultivation of marine species in the open sea, coastal waters, and artificially controlled environments. Common species niya is grouper or lapu-lapu, snapper, sea bass, oyster or mussels, and seaweeds. Often practiced in marine cages, floating rafts, and seabed farming. Fourth is cage farming, a method where fish are raised in enclosed mesh or net cages placed in bodies of water like lakes, rivers, or coastal areas. Common species niya is tilapia, milkfish, and grouper. Allows better control of feeding, protection from predators, and efficient harvesting. Used in Taal Lake, Laguna de Bay, and marine areas in Mindanao and Visayas. Fifth is fund culture. The practice of growing aquatic species in man-made or natural ponds with controlled water flow and depth. Common species niya is milkfish, prawns, tilapia, mud crab. Can be intensive or high stocking density with supplemental feeding, or extensive or low stocking density relying on natural food sources. Common in coastal and inland areas of Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. Next. Importance of aquaculture. Nailima ka-importance ang aquaculture. First is food security. Ang aquaculture is nagga-provide siya og stable and growing source of protein, essential for feeding o a rapid increasingly global pollution. Gahelp pod siya na ma-meet ang demand sa seafood while reducing dependence on wild caught fish. Second is livelihood opportunities. Millions of people worldwide depend on aquaculture for their income, from fish farmers to processors and distributors. Aquaculture support rural economies and provide job opportunities, particularly in coastal and developing regions. Third is economic growth. Dagan sa country maka-benefit sa aquaculture kay gikan sa mga mag-export sila og mga isda kanang gina-generate po nila ang which ga-generate sila og revenue and maka-strengthen pod sila sa local economies. Sustainable fish farming also attract investments in research, technology, and infrastructure. Fourth is reducing overfishing. Overfishing depletes with wild fish stocks, disrupting marine ecosystem. Aquaculture is provide siya og alternative seafood source, reducing pressure on wild fisheries and allowing natural population to recover. Fifth is efficient land use. Unlike sa mga traditional agriculture nga which ga-require sila og large amount of lands, aquaculture nga can be practiced in coastal waters, rivers, lakes, and even urban settings. Kan makatabang ni siya para ma-optimize ang food production without expanding farmland. Ug maura na siya ang fifth ay ang lima ka important sa aquaculture. Next. Conclusion. Aquaculture is a vital sector in the global food production, offering economic and environmental benefits when managed sustainably. However, challenges such as habitat destruction, water pollution, and disease outbreaks must be addressed through improved regulation, innovative technologies, and community engagement. By adopting sustainable aquaculture practices, we can ensure long-term food security and economic stability while protecting marine and freshwater ecosystem. Okay, next. My fourth topic is coastal resource management. Coastal resource management, or CRM, refers to sustainable use, protection, and conservation of coastal and marine resources to ensure environmental stability and economic benefits for local communities. In the Philippines, where over 60% of the pollution lives in coastal areas, effective CRM is crucial for food security, biodiversity conservation, and disaster resilience. Natay mo ni siya ang ay major issues and challenges in coastal management. Natay upat ka issue og challenges sa coastal management. First is overfishing and illegal fishing. Kani siya kay kanang mga ang mga farmers sa dagat kay kapabuthan nila ang dagat og sa cyanide fishing. Mo ni siya ang maka-lead sa mga maguba ang coral reefs dagat, mamatay ang mga isda, mga daot ang mga coral reefs sa dagat. Second is mangrove deforestation. Kani siya are being cut by coastal development, shrimp farming, and charcoal production and reducing natural storm barriers. Third is coral reef degradation. Pollution, destructive fishing, and climate change or coral bleaching are damaging the country's coral reefs. Fourth is coastal erosion and climate change. Rising sea levels, stronger typhoons, and increased flooding threaten coastal communities and livelihoods. Next. Sustainable solution and programs. Nailima ka sustainable solutions and programs. First is sustainable fishery management. Implementation of catch limits, seasonal fishing bans, and alternative livelihood programs to reduce overfishing. Second is ecotourism initiatives, encouraging responsible tourism in coastal areas to generate income while preserving natural habitats. Third is reef rehabilitation programs. Coral transplantation and artificial reefs help restore damaged coral ecosystem. Fourth is mangrove reforestation. Planting mangroves to improve coastal protection, enhance fishing breeding grounds, and combat climate change. Fifth is disaster risk reduction and management, or DRRM, strengthening community resilience through early warning system, climate adaptation strategies, and coastal infrastructure improvements. Next. Conclusion. Coastal resource management is essential for the sustainability of marine ecosystem and the well-being of coastal communities. The success of CRM in the Philippines depends on government policies, community participation, and sustainable practices. Thank you for listening and watching my video. Diri ra nag-end ang akong PPT. Thank you.